Before we continue, please note that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Information contained herein may not be verified. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This is the verbatim courtroom testimony of Sean Diddy's ongoing trial. Nobody thought he would show up. The courtroom had already heard from Cassie, Jay-Z, Kim Porter's family, and others. But when Usher walked in, everything changed. This was not just a singer or a dancer. This was a man who had built a career over decades, seen the dark side of fame, and now stood ready to tell the truth. Usher was not there for fame or attention. He was there to testify, and what he brought, text messages, recordings, dates, and names, made the room go silent. This was not just about Diddy anymore. It was about a whole industry, a hidden system of control, lies, and power, involving names like L.A. Reid, Clive Davis, and even whispers about Beyoncé's circle. Usher was about to expose it all. It was supposed to be a normal day in court. Outside, cameras flashed, reporters shuffled papers, and Diddy's lawyers adjusted their ties, acting calm while their defense was falling apart. Then the doors opened, and in walked Usher. No crew, no speech to the press, just a man in a sharp suit, holding a folder, eyes focused. The room buzzed with whispers. Jurors sat up straight. Even the judge leaned back like he knew something big was coming. Diddy kept his head down at first, but when he looked up, saw Usher, color drained from his face. "I wasn't called here," Usher said, his voice strong and calm. "I came because I had to." The judge nodded and the room went quiet. His tone was not angry or scared, it was sure, like a man who had held this truth for years. "Some of y'all thought I was one of them," he told the court, "but I was never part of their club, and that's why they came after me." The silence was heavy. Usher did not talk like a superstar. He talked like a man who had seen the industry's dark side and made it through. He started with the club, a group nobody names but everyone knows about, the people who run things, who smile on TV but control everything behind closed doors. "They don't pick you because you're talented," Usher said. "They pick you because they can control you. And when you say no, that's when things get messy." He looked at Diddy, who shifted in his seat. "That's when your meetings get canceled, your deals fall through, and the rumors start." Everyone in the courtroom listened closely. Usher proceeded to explain how it works. The industry pulls you in with promises of fame, money, and power. But there's a catch. They call it a chance, he explained, but it's really a trap. You don't sign a contract with just a pen, you sign it with your silence. He made it clear Diddy was not just part of this system, he was a key player, running a network that controlled artists. Usher paused, looked at the judge, and said, "I'm here for Justin Bieber. I'm here for me. I'm here for everyone they tried to destroy." The judge asked if Usher needed a break. He shook his head. "I've waited long enough," he said. He turned to the jury. "Let me tell you about Justin." The room froze. Pens stopped moving. All eyes were on Usher. He revealed that it starts the same way every time, with flattery, invitations, and the promise of stardom. When he mentored Justin Bieber, a young kid with a big voice, Usher thought he was helping him chase a dream. But then came the invites to parties, private flights, and meetings with Diddy and his crew. "It begins with a handshake," Usher said. "Then they ask for a favor. Then they demand your loyalty." Usher said he tried to protect Justin, but the system was too big. He talked about Diddy's famous white parties. They looked glamorous, but they were dangerous. "No phones allowed," he recalled. "Black SUVs at the gate, people you know from TV, but not how you think." He told the jury that Justin, just 15 years old, was pulled into this world. "They called it mentorship," Usher said. "I call it grooming." The courtroom breathed heavily. Diddy's lawyer could not sit still, but Usher kept going. "Justin told me things he saw, things they wanted him to do. He was just a kid." Usher said he confronted Diddy once, years ago after Justin came to him upset, talking about a party that confused him. "I told Diddy to leave Justin alone," Usher said. "I told him he's a kid, keep him out of this." But Diddy just laughed and said it was part of the game. That was when Usher realized how deep it went. Those parties were not just for fun, they were setups. They don't just invite you, they watch you, they record you, and if you step out of line, they use it against you. He looked at the prosecution. "Ask how many tapes Diddy has. Ask who's on them." Things then got even darker. Usher brought up another name, L.A. Reid. The courtroom was filled with soft whispers. "It is not just Diddy," he said. "It is a whole network." He explained that when he was coming up in the 90s, L.A. Reid, a big name at LaFace Records, pulled him into the inner circle. He called it family, Usher said. But families don't ask you to give up who you are. He described a meeting that happened at Reid's Atlanta mansion. There were dim lights, locked doors, a business dinner that felt like a test. They were not talking about music, he explained to the court. They were talking about loyalty, the kind you pay for with your soul. Usher said Reid introduced him to Clive Davis, another big name that made the courtroom murmur. "Clive is the one who makes it all look legit," Usher said. "He makes you feel special, but there's always a catch." He recalled a dinner in 2001 after his album 8701 blew up. Davis told him, "Play the game and you're untouchable. Say no and you're done." Usher was young, thought he could play it smart, but he learned fast you cannot outsmart this system. "It is a machine," he explained, "and it's built to keep you in line." Usher told the jury that Justin Bieber's struggles, his breakdowns, his mental health battles were not just from fame. They were punishment, he whispered. Justin saw too much, spoke too much, and they made him pay. He said that when Justin started pulling away from Diddy's circle, the rumors kicked in. They said, "He's wild, he's out of control, he's a problem." "Does that sound familiar?" Usher asked the jury. "That is their playbook. Either you're with them or you're the enemy." Usher's voice then got quieter and more serious. "They don't just ruin you with gossip," he disclosed. "They ruin you with silence." He explained how artists who push back, like he did, face quiet consequences. After his 2010 album, Raymond v. Raymond, he was on top, but behind the scenes, he was fighting to stay there. "They froze me out," he recounted. "Meetings got canceled, deals fell apart, radio stations stopped playing my songs." He said Diddy's influence stretched far. Executives, promoters, even DJs were part of it. "You don't hear the orders, but you feel the walls closing in." Then came the big moment. Usher held up a stack of printed text messages said to be between him and Justin from 2011. He was scared, Usher said, his voice shaking a little. He sent these after one of Diddy's parties. The messages, which he gave to the court, talked about Justin's fear, his confusion, and things he saw that he could not forget. Usher said he kept them secret for years, hoping Justin could break free from the industry's grip. But he couldn't, he explained. "None of us could, not without a fight." While continuing his testimony, Usher brought up another name, Beyoncé. The room went dead silent. He did not call her a villain, but he did not let her off the hook either. "She is not the bad guy," he mentioned, "but she is not innocent either." He said that during Destiny's Child's rise, Beyoncé was pulled into the same elite circle, guided by people like Clive Davis. "They shaped her," Usher said. "They made her a superstar, but superstars have leashes." He said he saw her at Diddy's parties, not joining in, but there, knowing the rules and playing along to survive. "She's smart," he explained to the court. "She figured out how to navigate it." But navigating means you see things and keep quiet. Usher's voice grew heavy. He said the industry does not just control artists, it uses their secrets against them. Diddy has an archive, he revealed. Tapes, photos, recordings from every party, every studio, every jet. He looked at the prosecution. "Do you want to know why people stay quiet? Because they get a USB drive in the mail with no name, just a video of them doing something they don't remember, or a photo they didn't know was taken, or a call with their voice saying something they forgot." He said Justin got one of those packages in 2013, a USB with a clip from a party he barely recalled. "That's how they keep you," Usher said. "That's how they own you." Usher shared his own story with the court too. In 2004, after confessions made him a global star, he was invited to a private event at a Miami mansion. "It was not a party," he recalled. "It was a setup." He described the scene: no music, just whispers, security at every door, and rooms you were not supposed to go near. "I saw people I looked up to, big names, looking lost, looking broken." He explained that he noticed cameras hidden in corners. He left early, but the next day he got a call from a blocked number. "We know you were there," the voice said. "Be smart." Usher never went back, but the message stuck. "They don't threaten you directly," he said. "They just let you know they are watching." The courtroom was thick with tension. Diddy's lawyer tried to object, but the judge stopped him. Usher kept going. "They tried to break Justin," he recounted. "They tried to break me." He said that after he pulled away from Diddy's circle, the industry turned on him. Roles he was set for disappeared. Collaborations stopped. They called me difficult, he explained to the court. They said I was slipping. No, I was waking up. He claimed his 2013 health scare, a vocal cord issue, was no accident. You don't just lose your voice out of nowhere, he stated. That was a warning shot. Usher pulled out another document from his folder, a timeline of his career showing canceled projects and sudden media changes. Look at the dates, he told the jury. Every time I said no, something went wrong. He pointed to a 2014 tour that got postponed, a movie role that went to someone else, a single that lost radio play. This isn't luck, he clarified. This is them fighting back. He said Diddy's network, people tied to Bad Boy, Revolt, and other companies, made it happen. They don't fire you, he claimed. They erase you. Usher's testimony became more intense. He leaned forward with a low voice and said, "This isn't just about music. It's about controlling culture, controlling what people think." He called the industry a machine that takes rebellion and pain and turns it into profit. They don't just sell songs, they sell stories, he said. They decide who's a star, who's a villain, who gets to speak. He paused, then said something that shook the room. The same people who pushed street life own the jails. Usher said Diddy's parties were more than just parties. They were tests. You think it's just drinks and dancing, he said? It's a stage, and they're watching how you act. He said artists who played along got protection, radio play, awards, big deals. Those who didn't, you get ignored, he said. You get slandered, or worse, you disappear. He talked about a young R&B singer who turned down a Bad Boy deal after a party invite. Within months, her career was over. Gossip sites called her crazy. Her label dropped her. Her accounts got hacked. That was not bad luck, Usher said. That was them punishing her. Usher looked at the jury and asked a question nobody else had. You're judging Diddy, but who's judging the people behind him? The trial was not just about one man anymore. It was about a whole system. He turned to the judge. This has to be on record, he mentioned. This is not rumors. This is real. He said the real power is higher up, executives and investors whose names stay out of the spotlight but control everything. Diddy is not the top, he testified. He is just the face they picked. The judge asked if Usher had final words. He nodded, stepped away from the stand, and looked right at Diddy. You built your empire on other people's pain, he said. You called it success, but it was control. Diddy sat still, pale, eyes locked forward. Usher kept going. You didn't just throw parties, you built prisons, prisons of fear, prisons of secrets, and you locked people inside thinking they were free. He faced the gallery, voice clear and urgent. To every artist out there, every kid with a dream, ask yourself, who's holding the door to that dream? What do they want from you to let you in? He paused, letting it sink in. I stayed quiet for years because I thought silence kept me safe. But silence makes you part of their game. He opened his folder, pulled out a photo, a young Usher, smiling, full of hope from his My Way days. He held it up, then tore it in half. That kid thought he could change the industry, he said. This man knows the industry has to change. He went back to the stand, placed the folder down, and spoke to the judge. I don't know what you'll do with this, but it's out now. The truth is out. He looked at Diddy one last time. You thought you had everyone locked down, but the locks are breaking. He stepped down, walked past the reporters, ignored their questions. Just before leaving, he turned slightly and said, They didn't silence Justin, they didn't silence me, they just made us loud. And with that, Usher left the courtroom, but his words would echo through the industry, through the culture, forever. Who else is trapped in a system you can't see, and will you help them break free? Tell us in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories like this. This video is for education and entertainment only. Share this carefully and responsibly.